In the small, vibrant town of Willow Creek, nestled between rolling hills and sparkling streams, lived a girl named Mia. With her tousled brown hair and bright green eyes, she was a beacon of curiosity. Every day was an adventure, and every moment held the potential for discovery. Whether she was observing ants marching in a line or pondering why the sky turned pink at sunset, Mia was always asking questions. Her parents often found her in the kitchen, conducting experiments with whatever she could find. One day, she mixed flour and water, hoping to create a dough for cookies, but instead ended up with a sticky mess. Instead of frustration, she giggled at her creation, dubbing it Mia's Monster Dough. Her parents laughed, but they also encouraged her inquisitiveness, often joining her in her playful explorations. One sunny afternoon, while searching for old toys in the attic, Mia discovered an ancient trunk. Dust swirled in the air as she opened it, revealing a collection of forgotten treasures, old photographs, letters, and a peculiar book with a faded cover titled The Wonders of Everyday Science. Her heart raced with excitement. As she flipped through the pages, she found experiments that promised to reveal the mysteries behind everyday occurrences. Each chapter was filled with colorful illustrations and simple instructions. The book felt alive in her hands, as if it were calling her to unlock its secrets. Mia's eyes lit up when she read about the first experiment involving baking soda and vinegar. "This will be fun!" she exclaimed. She rushed to the kitchen, gathering the ingredients: a small bowl, baking soda, vinegar, and food coloring for a splash of excitement. Following the instructions carefully, Mia poured the baking soda into the bowl and added a few drops of food coloring. With a sense of anticipation, she slowly poured in the vinegar. Suddenly, a fizzy eruption filled the bowl, bubbling and overflowing like a mini volcano. "Wow! Look at it go!" she shouted, jumping up and down. The colorful bubbles danced around the kitchen, and Mia was amazed. But her curiosity didn't stop there. She wanted to understand why this reaction occurred. After cleaning up the mess, Mia sat at her kitchen table with a notebook. She wrote down her observations and began to research the science behind her experiment. She learned that baking soda is a base, while vinegar is an acid. When they combine, they produce carbon dioxide gas, which leads to the bubbling effect she had witnessed. Excited by her findings, Mia decided to write a letter to her science teacher, Ms. Thompson, sharing her experiment and the science behind it. She hoped to inspire her classmates to explore science in their own homes. Encouraged by her success, Mia flipped through the book for another experiment. Her eyes landed on a colorful project titled The Rainbow in a Jar. The instructions seemed simple enough, and she couldn't wait to try it. Gathering sugar, water, food coloring, and several glasses, Mia set to work. She prepared different concentrations of sugar solutions by mixing varying amounts of sugar and water, each dyed with a different color. One by one, she layered the solutions in a single glass, starting with the most concentrated at the bottom. To her delight, the colors formed distinct layers, creating a stunning rainbow. Mia marveled at her creation, realizing that the science of density had allowed her to create something beautiful. She felt a sense of pride as she admired her work. That evening, Mia sat down to explore the concept of density. She learned that denser liquids sink below lighter ones, which explained why her rainbow had held its shape. The realization that science was not just numbers and equations, but also beauty and creativity thrilled her. Mia decided to share her rainbow jar with her friends. She invited them over for a science day the following weekend, eager to show them what she had discovered. As the week progressed, Mia couldn't contain her excitement. She wanted to include one more experiment for Science Day. After browsing through her book, she settled on an experiment involving magnets and paper clips. The day of the event arrived, and Mia's friends gathered in her backyard, buzzing with anticipation. She explained the basics of magnetism, demonstrating how the magnet could attract the paperclip without touching it. The kids gasped in wonder as the paperclip floated toward the magnet. "Why does this happen?" one of her friends asked. Mia smiled, ready to share her knowledge. She explained that magnets have a magnetic field, an invisible force that attracts certain metals. The children were captivated, and they eagerly took turns experimenting with magnets and various objects around the yard. Mia's Science Day was a resounding success. Her friends were filled with excitement and curiosity, asking questions and wanting to learn more. Inspired by her enthusiasm, they began to conduct their own experiments using materials they found around the house. Mia realized that her discoveries had sparked something special in her friends. She was no longer just a curious girl. She was a young scientist, inspiring others to explore the wonders of science in their everyday lives. Encouraged by the success of Science Day, Mia decided to take her passion further. She approached Ms. Thompson about organizing a community science fair. "We can showcase our experiments and share what we've learned," she proposed. Ms. Thompson was thrilled about the idea and offered her support. Together, they began planning the event, reaching out to families, local businesses, and schools. The community responded enthusiastically, eager to participate and contribute. As the fair approached, Mia and her friends worked tirelessly to prepare their projects. They experimented with everything from homemade volcanoes to simple circuits. Each child brought their unique ideas, and Mia felt a sense of camaraderie as they collaborated and learned from one another. On the day of the fair, the school gymnasium was transformed into a vibrant science exhibition. Tables were set up with colorful displays, and the air buzzed with excitement. Mia's heart raced as she watched families and friends explore the projects. As the fair began, Mia took her place at her booth, ready to share her experiments. She demonstrated the baking soda and vinegar reaction, explaining the science behind it to curious onlookers. Children and adults alike were captivated by the colorful eruptions. "Can we try it?" a little boy asked, eyes wide with excitement. Mia smiled. "Of course, let's do it together." With the help of her friends, she guided the children through the experiment, encouraging them to ask questions and make observations. Laughter and excitement filled the gym as bubbles overflowed from the bowls. As the day progressed, Mia noticed a group of younger children gathered around her booth, amazed by her experiments. One girl, Lily, raised her hand shyly. "Can I be a scientist like you?" she asked. Mia's heart swelled with pride. "Absolutely. Anyone can be a scientist. You just have to be curious and willing to explore." Lily's face lit up with determination. "I want to try more experiments." Mia realized that her journey was not just about her own discoveries. It was about igniting the spark of curiosity in others. This moment solidified her passion for science and teaching. As the fair came to an end, Mia reflected on the day. She saw families bonding over science, children asking questions, and a community coming together to celebrate learning. The experience reaffirmed her belief in the power of curiosity and exploration. Mia knew that science wasn't confined to classrooms or textbooks. It was all around them, in their homes, their gardens, and their everyday lives. She felt a sense of responsibility to continue sharing this knowledge. Inspired by the success of the science fair, Mia decided to start a science club at her school. She envisioned a place where students could gather to experiment, learn, and share their findings. With Ms. Thompson's support, she created an announcement for the first meeting. "Join us for Science Explorers Club. Let's unlock the secrets of everyday science together." The response was overwhelming. Students of all ages signed up, eager to explore the wonders of science. Mia felt a surge of excitement as she planned activities and experiments for the club. On the day of the first meeting, Mia welcomed her classmates, a mix of eager faces and shy smiles. "Welcome to the Science Explorers Club. Today we're going to do our first experiment together." She led the group in a fun activity involving homemade lava lamps. As they combined oil, water, and food coloring in clear bottles, the children watched in awe as bubbles formed and rose to the top. "Why does it work like this?" a boy named Ethan asked, his eyes wide with wonder. Mia explained the science of density and immiscibility. The children listened intently, their curiosity growing with each passing moment. As the weeks went by, the Science Explorers Club flourished. Mia and her friends conducted experiments on various topics, from simple chemical reactions to exploring the principles of flight with paper airplanes. Each session was filled with laughter, learning, and shared discoveries. One day, Mia introduced a project on plant growth. They planted seeds in different conditions, some in sunlight, others in darkness, and some with varying amounts of water. Over the weeks, they observed the changes, documenting their findings in notebooks. Mia's passion for science began to extend beyond the walls of the school. With the support of her club members, she proposed creating a community garden where they could grow plants and conduct experiments on gardening and sustainability. The idea was met with enthusiasm. Together, they secured a small plot of land in a nearby park and began working on the garden. They planted flowers, vegetables, and herbs, learning about the science of growth and ecology. Mia felt a sense of pride watching the garden flourish. It became a space for learning, exploration, and community bonding. Families often visited, and children played while learning about nature. But not everything was easy. Mia faced challenges, from pests invading their garden to the unpredictability of the weather. One stormy night, they lost several plants, and Mia felt disheartened. However, she quickly reminded herself that challenges were part of the learning process. She gathered her club members and they brainstormed solutions together. They researched pest control methods and learned about companion planting to protect their crops. Through perseverance, the garden began to thrive again, and Mia learned valuable lessons about resilience and teamwork. As the school year progressed, Mia and her friends prepared for another science fair. This time, they wanted to showcase the community garden and the experiments they had conducted. They planned to demonstrate the importance of sustainability and the science behind gardening. The fair approached, and excitement filled the air. Mia and her club members set up their booth, displaying vibrant plants and posters explaining their findings. They engaged visitors with hands-on activities like planting seeds and creating compost. On the day of the fair, Mia felt a sense of fulfillment. She watched as families explored their booth, asking questions and learning about the wonders of gardening and sustainability. Lily, the girl from the first fair, approached Mia with her younger brother. "Look, we planted seeds just like you showed us," she exclaimed, holding a small pot with a sprouting plant. Mia beamed with pride. "That's amazing, Lily! You're already a scientist!" The fair was a tremendous success, and Mia realized that she had not only inspired her friends, but also a new generation of curious minds. The community was buzzing with excitement about science, and Mia felt a sense of purpose. As summer approached, Mia reflected on her journey. She had unlocked the secrets of everyday science and shared her passion with others. The garden thrived, and the Science Explorers Club had become a beloved part of the community. Mia knew that this was just the beginning. She dreamed of becoming a scientist, perhaps even a science educator, dedicating her life to inspiring curiosity in others. With each experiment, she had discovered not only the wonders of science, but also the joy of sharing knowledge. Years later, as Mia stood before a classroom of eager students, she remembered the moments that had ignited her passion for science. She had become the teacher she had once admired, sharing the magic of discovery with the next generation. "Science is all around us," she said, smiling at her students. "Every question you ask can lead to a new adventure. Embrace your curiosity." As she looked into the bright faces of her students, Mia knew that the journey of unlocking the secrets of everyday science would continue, and she was excited to be a part of it. Her heart swelled with gratitude for the community that had nurtured her passion, and she felt a deep sense of connection to the curious minds that would follow in her footsteps. Mia's story is a reminder that curiosity can lead to incredible discoveries. By unlocking the secrets of everyday science, she not only transformed her own life, but also inspired others to embrace the wonders of the world around them. Science is not just a subject to be studied. It is a way of seeing the world, a lens through which to explore the mysteries of life. With each question, each experiment, and each shared moment of discovery, Mia's journey continues, echoing the belief that everyone has the potential to be a scientist. And so, the adventure of unlocking the secrets of everyday science goes on, one curious mind at a time.